history repeating.
Inspiration is a hard thing to capture. It usually comes when you least expect it. So I asked Billy what triggers a song for him. Where do his ideas come from, and how do they start?
I've always written poetry, and I just like to pick up a blank sheet of paper and a pen and just see what pops into my head, see what comes pouring out. And because I've loved songs for so long, I just automatically think in song form when I'm writing. I don't just write, prose or poetry. It's always song form for me that I write in.
Of all the songs Billy ever wrote, there's one that lyrically stands out to him the most. And it's the same song that earned him a Grammy as the title track to Celine Dion's massively successful album from 1996, Falling Into You.
Well, I wrote a song with Rick Knowles and Marie-Claire Duvaldo for Celine Dion called Falling Into You. And it's a very emotional song for me. I wrote it when I was falling in love with my wife. And it has a line in it, it says, I feel my unconscious merge with yours. And I hear a voice say, what's his is hers. I'm falling into you. I think that's very powerful. And then later in the song, it says, catch me, don't let me drop, love me, don't ever stop. And for some reason, when it says, love me, don't ever stop, it really touches on something for me because everyone, I think, has that fear that if they fall in love, the other person might not reciprocate entirely, or that you might give yourself and then have your emotions somehow disappointed or devastated. So I think some of the lines in that song, Falling Into You, are among my favorites.
Billy has written some of the most well-known songs in history, but like any great artist, he has many hidden gems. And my personal favorite of those is 1987's Dangerous, recorded by the iconic Ronnie Spector. This track is so underrated that even Billy didn't know it was released on an album.
Nobody knows that song except you and me and Tom Kelly. That's one thing I tell you. Tom and I wrote it, and we felt we had written a really good song, but we just never found anyone to record it who had a significant recording contract. Actually, Susanna Hoff's mother was making a movie called The All-Nighter, and they somehow arranged for Ronnie to sing Dangerous for that movie. So it really didn't have great prospects, because by the time that song was recorded by Ronnie Spector, her recording career was pretty much over.
Oh,
And-
definitely.
And the song was never really promoted properly. But nevertheless, it's another singer that I'd say, well, wow, yeah, it never really occurred to me I could add her name to the list. I'm proud that I got a Ronnie Spector.
One of Billy's fondest memories from his career is when he got to write with one of his favorite artists who influenced him back when he was just starting out. The artist was Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders, and the song they wrote together was I'll Stand By You.
Well, first off, I was a huge Pretenders fan, and having the opportunity to write a song with Chrissie Hynde and Tom Kelly, the three of us, was just a dream opportunity because Chrissie had written mostly by herself, and most of the Pretenders hits were written by her. So to be really the first outside writer to be invited into her inner sanctum of songwriting was a great honor and very exciting. And Tom and I wanted really desperately to deliver worthy songs for such a great singer and an artist.
Pop music is known to forever be changing. Most artists come and go within a few years. But Billy managed to write hits for over 3 decades. From 1980's How Do I Make You, recorded by Linda Ronstadt, to 2012's Give Your Heart a Break, recorded by Demi Lovato. Billy did this by never changing how he wrote. A good song should be able to be a good song in any era, which is why so many of his hits have remained just as popular as ever.
Well, you know, I really subscribe to the idea that a good song can be produced in many different ways. There were some wonderful songs that were written as far back as the 30s, like Blue Velvet or Unchained Melody. And these songs could be reinterpreted in different eras by arranging them differently or having different style singers sing them. And I like to think that some of my best songs fit into that category, that they could be done again and again and in whatever is the current style. That's just a question of production.
Billy is truly one of the best out there. Hit after hit after hit, he never stopped and managed to remain successful while many others faded away. I want to thank Billy for taking the time to do an interview with me. It was so exciting to get to talk with such an accomplished songwriter. Artists come and go, but a good song is ageless. Until next time, this has been History Repeated.